Hi, and welcome back to the second part of my videos about gambling, and go and watch the first one because it's really going to spell out how dangerous it can be if you get involved too much. You don't take it as fun as it should be. The next part was going to be talking about a few gambles that have been landed, a bit of my experience of getting some tips and that, and stuff like that, and some bits and pieces that I'm following. Then and maybe a bit more elaborating on what else I'm bringing to the channel in this department, but I did all that and it went on yonks, so I'm really going to keep it short now and sweet. If you want to go and watch this one, this is Barney Curley, and he had a gamble. Let's going to talk about a gamble of an horse and how he did it, how he beat the bookmakers by running this horse that had pretty much no chance on form. But on that particular day, he knew it was going to run pretty well. It wasn't guaranteed to win, nothing's guaranteed to win, things happen. But he thought he had a very, very good chance, more chance than his actually odds suggested, being 20 to 1 that it was. So this is a video you may want to go and watch. This is Barney Curley here, and how he stung the book. This is Irish horse racing trainer, by the way. So the trainers are going to have a good idea how good their horses are. Obviously, they train them every day, etc. So they're the main people that know how good their horses are. And this man had quite a few gambles, over the course of his training period. And that's Barney Curley there. One to go and watch. Now, just talking about that, I used to get a few tips here and there in my bookmakers, especially had a couple of 2-year period really where I got quite a few tips. When I say tips, I had to at some stage actually put money on for people that was getting, I wouldn't say information, but knew that horses, better chance than they actually looked like it did. It wasn't guaranteed to win, they didn't all win, that's for certain, a lot of them got beat. But over a period of time, if you get the right odds, the right value, for instance, I say 1 in 5 won, but you're getting 6 to 1 or 7 to 1 about each one of them, then obviously a pound at 7 to 1's £8, and you laid out 5 that are lost, that's £5, you're £3 in profit, so you would be in profit, and obviously that continues week after week after week, and obviously at the end of it you're going to keep creaming that 3 points profit, that £3 profit every week. You're going to be in front by the end of the year, kind of thing. So that's how it works, kind of in a nutshell. But we'll talk all about that in another video. Can't get it all in here. Like I say, I've rabbited it on long enough. But yeah, so some of them tips. One, I had to go and put money on for people, and that was my payment. The tip was my payment for putting the money on. So just to give you some kind of context, I do know about that kind of stuff. It's because it's first-hand experience. Right, okay, this is Barney Curley. Like I say, well worth a watch if you've got probably, I think it's 57 minutes to spare, and you're into it kind of thing, or you just want to know maybe things you don't realise that happened. I'm not saying it happens today, but that happened. Now this is the best one, I think. This is a bloke, he wasn't cheating or anything like that, he was just using a computer, which was very, very new at the time. This is when computers first come out. A geezer called Bill Benter. And this is the most famous person that won on horse racing. An estimated worth of $1 billion. So over the course of this video of mine, I'm hoping to make you roughly the same. No, I'm not, obviously, but I'm going to keep my if I ain't got no information at all. I'm on about not tips. I nearly said tips. My bets I'm going to show you. I'm telling you, I'm going to be in advance, obviously a day in advance or a few hours in advance of the race, that morning of the race or that evening before the race. Just going to let you know what horses I've picked out for the day. Not guaranteed to win. More guaranteed to lose probably, but I think you may find it interesting, and hopefully somewhere along the line we're going to have a few winners, and I'm going to tell you how I pick the horses out, etc. I'm going to tell you about a few channels I follow as well, and maybe the method they're using, and that maybe just give you some insights. But I think you will find it, if you're into gambling, you're probably going to find it interesting. Some things you never thought of. I'm going to show you how to read the card, how to get some information from the card. It's that kind of stuff, give you some ideas. This is what it's about really. But this bloke here, there should be a film about this, honestly. This is a film waiting to happen. This has gone under the radar. This is a film waiting to happen. I just can't believe it ain't been a film of this bloke. Got to very, very, very quickly give you an idea what's happened here. This bloke started off with very little indeed, and he was going to Las Vegas at the time and counting the cards as you count. If the high cards come out, you kind of go 1, 2, 3, and if a low card, back down to 2, I think. I'm not too sure exactly how it works, but something like that. So you had an idea in the shoe, there's 4 packs or 2 packs or whatever, you had an idea, the chances, a slight increase in chance on a high card coming out, a slight increase that would be a low card. And you just need that slight edge, because there's very, very small margins in favour of the house, but enough to make sure they win. Well, got a very good chance. Obviously some nights they do lose, but in a period of time they do win. and he just kind of tried, and people still do it now, try and beat that system, but the casinos are onto it, they know people that count cards, it doesn't take too long, and you will get asked to leave, you'll get barred, like you would do with horse racing. If you run too much on the horses, too often, going to bookmakers, you will get barred. There's videos on here, people getting barred. I used to work for bookmakers, I've barred people from winning, and I've been barred myself, not personally, for putting money on for people. I've been barred, and we'll tell you about them bets in another video, why I got barred and all that. Another video coming up, probably just called that barred or something like that. I'm going to talk about tipsters, these people that are on YouTube asking you to do a monthly subscription, some of them on eBay and places like that, and they're going to give you so many winners over the course of a year. There's so many points in front and all that. I've had a few experiences myself, just 3 of them. Not going to name any names, but just going to give you an idea of what to expect, that kind of thing, with them as well, just in case you're interested in that. But this Bill Benton, like I say, he counted the cards, he got barred eventually, and he thought, what am I going to do? And he went over to horse race in Hong Kong, a big thing there. They used to have a thing like a tote kind of thing where there'd be a bit like the lottery, where if you could pick the first 3 in one race, then first 3 in the next race, first 3 in the next race, and 3 races, the first 3 in the correct order, which is quite hard to do because obviously there's 10, 20 runners in the fields. You'd win the jackpot or share it. If someone else has won it, you'll share it, a bit like the lottery. And then when he got a friend involved and he set up this system on a computer, he tried to work out some variables to go in, the distance, the jockey, all that kind of stuff. Quite a few variables. I think he started off with about 20 variables. And in the first year, him and his friend actually managed to lose about $120,000. That's how good the system was. But Bill went skint and said to his mate, well, come on, can you lend me the money? We'll go back and try it the following year. His mate said, no, I want 90% of the profits. Bill said, no, I'm not interested in that. So he went back to Las Vegas, done a bit more card counting with a few people, got them involved, just creamed off a little bit off of that. The following year, he went back to Hong Kong, put his system back into place in the computer. It's a bit more involved in that. Go and read it. I'll leave some links down below to these. Put his system in the computer. Then he realised he started to win. Things just started going to his favour. Then he kind of got barred. They said, well, we don't know more of your bets. We know who you are. He's putting all his bets out. People putting all bets on for him and all that. So he thought, what can I do? He wanted to prove his system. He'd amassed some money by then. And he'd done a permutation where he could knock out maybe, say it's a 10-runner race, he could get rid of 3 of them runners maybe that had no chance, perm up the other 7 in a permutation. The following race, another 7 permed up maybe, and maybe the other race another 5 permed up, something like that. So it's quite a lot of bets, probably thousands upon thousands of bets. So he laid out quite a few million. I think he laid out a few £1 million to put this bet on. The permutations, got the people to put it on for him on the tote kind of thing. So as long as he was the only winner, he'd scoop the big kitty. He waited for a big kitty, a bit like the lottery, where there's a big jackpot that week. He waited for the big jackpot, entered that week. And he managed to win it. Now, knowing full well that if he won it, he could not collect it because he was barred. You know, they say to me, barred, so you're not going to collect that. But he knew full well he wasn't going to collect that ticket. And the rules back then is pretty much the same as are in the lottery is today in the UK. Is that if you win it and don't collect within 3 months, 6 months, that all that money goes to charity. And he knew this first, you know, before he put the bet on and laid out the money. But he won it, and he won $118 million, and he never got paid because he didn't collect the ticket. He still had the ticket in his hand. No one was going to come forward. The Hong Kong Jockey Club, who was in charge of all the tote and everything there, knew that he had the ticket. They had a good idea it was him. He never collected it, so of course all that money went to charity. So this bloke here theoretically gives $118 million to charity, but he's worth £1 billion today, so he's doing pretty good. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going to go on to this bloke here. Is called Barking Mad Betting. This is Ryan. Ryan O'Leary is his name, I think. I'm not too sure. I know it's Ryan. I've left a couple of comments on his site, and he's into ground racing, something that I used to do years ago. I used to go ground racing at my local track, Romford, and it was quite enjoyable. You know what I mean? I never bet big. I don't think I mentioned it yet. My stake units would be £10–20 during the course of all these videos. That would be my stake unit. That's what I've always betted all my life, really. That's the kind of stake. You know, I'm not here to say I'm going to have £1,000 on this, I'm going to have 500 on that. I'm not a big better. I'm no ashamed of that. I'll keep it in control. If I lose, I'll lose. I can afford that. I'm not going to be in tears. I'm not going to be putting my hair out. I haven't got any hair to do that. So that's the end of that. But yeah, so I'll keep it realistic. But I'll give a bit of context as well. My biggest bet I ever had was many years ago, and I was called No Harm Done in the Champion Hurdle. I had £300 on that at 33–1, and that finished 5th or 6th, I think, something like that. But that was many years ago, something I had a little bit of a hunch for, and I was wrong. And I think I've had many bets of £100 in the past, and some of them won, some of them were lost. But that's kind of context of my betting. But talk a bit more about that in future videos. This is Ryan. He's trying to promote dogs, and he studies the form. No disrespect to Ryan, he's not doing too well, I don't think. He may be old on his own, I don't know. There's not a lot in it. It's not, but it's unbelievable entertainment to watch. He does go a bit crazy, a bit of the eyes and all that, like we used to do at Romford. The old Romford Roar, I think it pretty much come from the period when I was over there. And he's pretty much like that. He's kind of he's not an addictive, some people may say he's an addictive gambler, I don't know, but an excitable gambler. So that's Ryan. So I put some links down here. You may want to go watch him because it is quite entertaining. Okay, the next one is Basher Watts. Now I don't know these people personally. I don't know anything about them. Obviously you go on this page and you're going to get some people giving positive comments, and you're going to get some people that's going to slag these people off for one reason or the other. So I don't know the ins and outs of any of these people. Just want to make that clear. I'm not promoting any of them in that sense, but I'm just letting you know about them, and I think they're worth a watch. Basher here, he runs a club where you can buy a share of an horse, and in that share hopefully you're going to get maybe a little bit of an insight until that trainer's got some runners that day. You may get an insight that they think it's got a good chance of winning today, or today's not going to be a very good day. They're kind of giving it a run and hoping for the best, but all chances are that it's not going to win. Pretty much like his first horse, I think it was called So Perfect. He told you after the video, but I think if you was a member of the club you would know before, but after the horse had run, he put a video up, and he said in the video, obviously prior to the horse running, the video was filmed, but he didn't put it up to afterwards, that the horse was out today for a run. If it won, it'd be great. They're not expecting it to win, and it finished third from last, I think. But if you looked at it, it was, you know, if you're into racing, you looked at that particular video, at 2 out, it was going very, very well, and just run very, very green, and that horse is going to improve obviously next run. But we'll talk about improvement, all that kind of stuff in future videos, because it's a big thing. It really is a big thing. So that's Basher, so he's worth a watch. He's entertaining. Well, I find him entertaining. These are people I find entertaining. Doesn't give any tips out. Ryan doesn't give any tips out. It's all after the event. I'm going to go into a couple of people that do give tips out before the event. This is Flat Cap Callum. I follow him. Now, this will probably come up in another video. These bets he has are, how can I put it, far-fetched bets, shall we say. These are bets that could happen. A bit like winning the lottery. They're going to be very hard to get to come up, but if they do come up, you're going to get paid handsomely. You're going to do very well out of it. Where if you just do single stakes, talk all about this coming videos, just do £10 on every horse that someone gives you or something like that on a win basis, you're going to win here and there, and you're going to get a little bit of a profit. But here he does bets that are a bit hard to get, hard to accomplish, shall we say. But he's still entertaining, and I do watch Callum there, and he keeps a very good, this channel, because he keeps a running total of all his bets. He doesn't do like some channels do, so what, give you a 6-to-1 winner today, we're winning it, and they forgot all about them 12 other losers they've given you. So he's very, very transparent. So that's Callum, do like Callum, so that's him. And we got Dave the Suit, another great channel, and he keeps you up to date of how his bets are getting on. He's going to have some winning months, quite a few winning months. He's going to have some losing months. He tells you all about it. He keeps you up to date. There's no bullshit here with Dave, and he gives you some theory, and he plays some replays which will come into part if you're trying to dig out a winner and you're putting more effort into doing that rather than just stabbing at a name. So here's another one. He doesn't put up a video very regularly. His last one was 6 days ago, and then 11 days ago, so there's a gap. So yeah, he's worth a look. There's hundreds of channels, but these are the ones I follow. So I think that is it. So that is today's video. As you can see, I've got a lot of garbage on my screen there. Don't take no much notice. In fact, I'll turn that on in case there's anything important on there I don't want you to see. I don't think there is. Anyway, that is today's video. Next one, what did I say it was? I can't remember now. I'll rewind this video and find out what I'm going to talk about next. Until then, thanks for watching.